I've said it before and I will continue to say it until someone proves me wrong, but TikTok Shop dropshipping is the biggest opportunity in the world of dropshipping in the last decade. If you spend any time on TikTok, you'll see not only are there tons of products for sale on the actual marketplace when you actually navigate to TikTok Shop, but even on your For You page, there are so many videos that TikTok are pushing towards consumers that actually demonstrate the products that you can buy directly on TikTok Shop. So without a doubt, this is a huge part of TikTok's overall plan for their app. And increasingly, we are seeing a lot of dropshippers jumping onto the platform and making a lot of money dropshipping onto TikTok Shop. Now, already, if you know what you're doing on TikTok Shop as a dropshipper, you can do very, very well. But in the past, there were some difficulties with it that luckily have become a lot easier. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can get set up with TikTok Shop dropshipping and how much easier it's become. So to get started, the first thing you're going to need, of course, is a TikTok Shop. So just navigate to business.tiktok.com and go ahead and get signed up. Now, I'm not going to walk you through the exact setup process for this because they pretty much walk you through it. There are a lot of steps involved and it will take you some time to get set up just because there's several verification steps that you need, including things like tax verification. So just start this process early, give them all the information that they ask for so that in a few days, hopefully you will have a TikTok Shop up and running. Now, by default, when you set up a TikTok Shop, TikTok's going to assume that every time you sell an item, you are going to be shipping it from your home address. So they will allow you to print out shipping labels that you can then put on the package and ship out yourself. Now, as dropshippers, that's not what we're going to do. If you're not familiar with dropshipping, the way it works is we are going to be listing up products for sale that we don't own or have in stock. Instead, they're in stock with our supplier. Then once the item sells on TikTok, we will go ahead and then purchase it from our supplier who will ship the item directly to the customer. So we can't print out shipping labels because we don't have the item. We are actually going to have our supplier ship the item. So we need to change that setting inside of TikTok Shop. So inside of here, I came to the fulfillment settings section and it says default action for label creation and printing. And it says I'm going to do that all manually, right? So I click here and this gives you the choice of either doing it yourself, which is the way I have it set up, or the recommended way by TikTok, which is that you print out labels from TikTok, which is not the way that you want it. So make sure you have it set to manual and click on save. That way you are actually able to have dropshipping work on TikTok Shop. Now, like I said before, our suppliers are the ones who are going to hold the inventory and are actually going to ship the items for us. So the question becomes, what is the supplier? Who is the supplier? Who is actually going to do this fulfillment for us? So in the world of dropshipping, there are so many different ways you can handle this. But for TikTok Shop, what we found is the best way is to use another retail website. Think Amazon.com, Walmart.com, eBay.com, something like that. Why? Well, one, all those websites are going to ship items to customers really fast, which is necessary for TikTok. Also, they're always going to give you good tracking numbers if you know what suppliers to use, and it's just great customer service. You as an individual, or if you're working with a wholesale supplier, you're not going to be able to ship out your items fast enough for TikTok, but these other retailers can do it for you. Now, there are so many different to choose from, but the one really that I recommend above all else right now is eBay.com, believe it or not. eBay just has such a huge variety of different items for sale, and a lot of the items that they sell are similar to the types of items that do really well on TikTok Shop. So there's really great synergy between the two marketplaces, really great alignment between the different products that sell well. In addition to that, eBay sellers are required to use the same type of tracking numbers that are required by TikTok Shop. So you know that anytime you buy something from eBay, you are going to get a good tracking number that's going to work on TikTok Shop as well. So that's why I recommend eBay as my top supplier to use for TikTok Shop. Now, once you actually do some product research and find a good item you want to sell on TikTok, like this one right here. The question now becomes, how do you actually list it for sale on TikTok? And this is where things have changed for the better recently. You see, I've always used this software right here, AutoDS, to run all my dropshipping stores. This allows me to dropship on eBay, it allows me to dropship on Facebook Marketplace, and it even allows me to dropship on Shopify if I want and Amazon. And in the past, we were able to get this to work with TikTok by using Shopify. So in other words, this software would link up with Shopify. So I would actually list items into a Shopify store, and then Shopify had a direct connection with TikTok Shop, meaning that any items I had in Shopify could be listed in the TikTok Shop. The process worked. It was like a 3-step process. It was a little bit clunky, but it did work. Well, now things have gotten much easier because now there's a direct connection between AutoDS and TikTok Shop, which means that I can put items directly into AutoDS and they will instantly be listed in my TikTok Shop without needing a Shopify store. Let me show you how this works, and then you'll have a better understanding of why this is so powerful. So I've already set up an AutoDS account. And by the way, if you want to try this out for yourself, they did agree to give you guys a special $1 trial if you use my affiliate link, which will be down in the description of this video. So go ahead and click on that link and get signed up. And during the setup process, it's going to ask you, hey, what marketplace do you want to sell on? Make sure you select TikTok. Then it will actually have you link up with your TikTok Shop so that the two platforms will talk to each other instantaneously. So I've already done all that. My AutoDS account is set up. So now if I want to add a product, all I have to do is navigate to the product on eBay, and I'll go ahead and copy down the URL for this product. Go ahead and copy that. Then returning back to AutoDS, I'll click on Add Product right here and click on Single Product. Now in here, I will paste in the URL for that product on eBay, and then I'll click this orange button that says Edit Now. So what AutoDS has now done is it brought everything from eBay, like the photos, the title, the description, and brought it all over here into AutoDS and allows me to edit all of them. It also takes the price of the item on eBay and marks it up enough based on the way I have my settings in AutoDS. So that way, when I actually sell the item on TikTok, the price will be higher than it is on eBay, high enough to cover the price on eBay, additional fees by TikTok, and enough so I actually make a profit as well. So let's go through all this. I like to spend a few minutes optimizing this to really make it stand out on TikTok and to increase the chances that people will actually buy it. So first up is the title. Now what's really great is the title that's given to you by eBay is usually really good for TikTok. And again, it's because we have that synergy between eBay and TikTok, because they're such similar marketplaces. So this title is Cat Pet Igloo Cave Enclosed Cover Tent House Removable Cushion Bed Hideout. So what this eBay seller did was they took all these keywords that they know people are going to be searching for when they're looking for a cat bed, and they just crammed it into this title, which is actually a very good method to be using for eBay and TikTok. But what I like to do is I like to make sure that the first few words really describe fully what this item is on their own. So what is this at its very basic, its very core? This is a cat bed, or maybe an enclosed cat bed, right? And then I can add like a dash, and all the rest of the keywords are coming up after that. And then what I'll usually do is a lot of times I'll spend like a few extra minutes trying to add some additional keywords. I can use some software to help with that. But coming over here, you know, this is orange, so I'll put the word orange in there, right? Orange. And any other keywords that I think people would be searching for when they're looking for this. So cushion, maybe in there. That's already in there. Yeah, so this is a pretty good title the way it is. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it. Next up, we have the category. Luckily, AutoDS will automatically detect what the category is, and at 99% of the time, it gets it right. And here we have it right again under pet supplies, dog and cat furniture, beds, sofas, and mats. That is a perfect category for this product. It will automatically add tags. You don't have to ever worry about that. It will automatically select the cheapest tracking method, and it automatically puts in does not apply for the brand. Now, the final thing is down here on this page, it says monitoring. So here we have 3 types of monitoring: stock, price, and auto order. So I always do stock and price monitoring. So what that does is after we list this product onto TikTok, AutoDS has now created a connection between this listing on eBay and our listing on TikTok Shop. So if this item goes out of stock on eBay or the price changes on eBay, that will automatically be updated in our TikTok Shop directly. So it doesn't have to be delayed like it would be if it was first going to Shopify and then to TikTok. No, it's a direct connection. So it will directly update that in TikTok Shop for you. And this is really important because if this item goes out of stock on eBay, you don't want to sell it on eBay you don't want to sell on TikTok because then you won't be able to buy it on eBay. In addition, if this price goes up, you don't want to sell it at the lower price and lose money. And luckily, AutoDS protects against that by turning on these monitors right here. So moving on, we then have the description right here. There we go. And as you see, it just brought over the description from eBay. I'll spend a quick minute looking at this, making sure there's nothing in here that I don't want. So for instance, it has a brand name right here. I'll just delete that. If there's any warranty information or references to leaving feedback or return information, I'll delete all that as well, but this one's looking pretty good. Then we can see all the different variations, if there's different variations. This one's only available in one color, so we're only seeing that one. And you see it does say out of stock here, but that's normal, and what will happen is once you actually list it, AutoDS will scan it again, see it's in stock, and then it will be listed as in stock in your TikTok Shop. Next up, we have the images here. So what this does is it brings in all of the images from eBay right here. And we see that there are 4 images. And then what it will do is when it actually lists it, it will duplicate all of the images until there's at least 12 images. That way you have lots of images on TikTok, which really helps the algorithm. And finally, item specifics, which we never have to deal with. So that's it. That's all it takes to actually optimize this listing. Then I can go ahead and click on save and import, and that item will be live in my TikTok Shop. Then someone can buy this item from me on TikTok. I'll get notified about it on AutoDS. I'll be able to see all my orders, and I can then come over here to eBay, order the item, and have it shipped directly to my customer on TikTok. So there you go. That's how you can now run your entire TikTok Shop dropshipping business using just AutoDS and without the extra step needed with Shopify. Now, the key piece of this that is missing is how to actually find the best products to sell. So if you want to learn how to do product research for TikTok Shop dropshipping, make sure to check out this video right here because inside of it, I show you how to find products to dropship onto TikTok. And without that, you will never have a successful store because you need to be selling the right products. So click right there and I'll see you there in just 1 second.